MMA Rocks with Eddie Sanchez, one part of the main event of MMA Attack this Friday night against Damianem Grabowskim. Eddie, first of all, I saw you walk into the hotel, and you look much slimmer than I remember you from your fights. Is this something you've changed in your training?
Well, thank you for having me out here. I will be fighting Damien. It'll be a great fight Friday. Yes, I'm in better shape. I changed training camps. I moved up to Huntington Beach, California. I train with Master Rafael Cordero, Fabricio Verdun, Babaloso Brau, a lot of top level guys. Training's a lot better. Yeah, diet, a lot of training, so a lot slimmer, a little bit. So there's also chances of me going down to 205 as well. So that's in the future.
So apart from obviously the physical changes, how else did training with Rafael Cordero and the other guys impact your game?
Oh, my game has evolved. It's gone up a notch, definitely. You're always learning new things, especially when you're around, the top level fighters in the world, top coaches in the world. Your game elevates, mentally elevate, everything, physical. So it's going real well.
This will be, I think, your third time fighting in Europe. So you're probably well accustomed to jet lag. You don't foresee any problems with that?
A little bit here. This trip, I was originally supposed to come out, leave Saturday from LA. Some stuff happened with the bookings, so I didn't get here till yesterday. So yesterday, as soon as we got here, we took a run. Didn't go to sleep right away. We took a run. Getting used to it today. We train hard. Tomorrow light after weigh-ins. It's good. It's good. I just can't wait till Friday.
You're probably most famous for your UFC run, including the fight with Mirko Cro Cop. I should ask you, judging from how Cro Cop's later career went, do you think you could have performed better that day?
Well, years ago, yeah, at the time when Cro Cop came to the UFC, he was number 2 in the world. I had just fought before one time in UFC, so I was more like a rookie going against a legend. So more than anything, instead of physical, a lot more mental than anything. Oh my God, Cro Cop. I really beat myself. I'd love to rematch him, but who knows if that'll ever happen. But he's a legend, much respect. I pretty much beat myself in the fight. So, but you learn a lot. Sometimes you learn more from your losses. So, I evolved from there. So it's good.
So what was your mind state taking that fight? I remember reading that pretty much all the people that were asked to fight Cro Cop declined. You accepted, and then you say that you got beat mentally.
Mentally more so than physically. I mean, he mounted me and threw some punches. They stopped the fight. I got up. I wasn't hurt. But he won the fight, of course. Mentally, going into that fight, I'm not scared of anybody. Fight whoever, number 1, number 2, number 10, number 20, number 100. It doesn't matter. A fight's a fight. One person has to win, one person has to lose. Whoever's night it is, you train hard, and the outcome, you get the outcome. Whatever the outcome is, you live to fight another day. So that's my attitude, my mental attitude towards fighting. So.
Okay, moving on to your fight against Damianem Grabowski, what do you think about your opponent? What do you think his strengths are, and how will you try to fight him?
A lot of respect for Damien. He's a great fighter. Number 1 or 2 in Poland?
Number 1.
Number 1 in Poland, number 2 in Europe, right? Yeah, he's a great fighter. What can I say? A lot of respect for him. Great wrestler, Ju-jitsu, all around, everywhere, pretty good, right? I wanted to, take the fight on the feet, of course. Try to knock him out on the feet. It'll be hard to knock him out. He's a tough guy, but I'm gonna be, I come to fight, so it's gonna be a good fight Friday.
So your prediction is Eddie Sanchez by knockout?
Yes, Eddie Sanchez by knockout. I'm not gonna tell you what round, so we'll see what happens.
Okay, do you think a victory over a guy like Damianem Grabowski will make it easier for you to get back into the UFC? Are you aiming at getting back to the UFC at all?
I was asked that question in another interview too. Damien's great fighter. A win against him is also always puts you up a step. Do I want to go back to the UFC? Everyone wants to fight back in the UFC. Everyone wants to get back there. But I'm privileged to keep fighting anywhere. MMA Attack 2, whatever organization. A fight is a fight. It's what I do for a living, and I love it. Fighting, whether it be UFC or anywhere. I'm privileged, and I thank God that I keep fighting. So.
And lastly, I wanted to ask you about, you might have been on the plane since you got here yesterday, but have you read anything of the Overeem debacle in the United States and the doping allegation or case against Overeem? And what do you think about the way that Alistair Overeem presented himself at the defense? And what do you think in general about fighters using steroids?
Oh yes, Overeem. It's funny. Of course, how do you gain 90 pounds in 2 years or whatever it was? What put me a smile on my face was his 51-page rebuttal, right? Trying to say that he got brainwashed by the Chinese and they doing tests on him, and it's a sport. He's remember what he said? I didn't fail the drug test. The drug test failed me. It's funny. They're doing a good job with the anti-doping, and especially in MMA. Now the UFC, when I was fighting the UFC, they only tested before and after the fight. Now they can test you. If you have a contract with the UFC, they can test you anytime they want, whether you're on vacation or you have a fight in 6 months. They'll test you, and
Do you think that's enough, or should the testing be more stringent?
That's if they can test you anytime they want, I mean, they're winning, But in the sports, any professional sport, people are using, everyone's using, Olympics, everyone's using, how do you train so hard to this top level? The normal body can't take it, So that's why, am I for it? I'm not going to tell yes or no. Athletes do what they have to do. I personally, I don't use. So, and I've gone up to this level without using. If I use, do I go champion? I don't know. That's not I don't do that. So, but whoever does it, that's their problem. But they're doing a great job with anti-doping. Especially Nick Diaz. There's everything from pharmaceuticals, marijuana, testosterone, steroids, right? So they're doing a good job.
Right, Eddie, thank you very much for your time, and we wish you all the best fighting Damian Grabowski and furthering your career.
Thank you very much.